Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Movies Are Real for the month of October 2K22. Spooky, even though it's November now. Ooh, the ghost of October Fest. Hello, I'm George. You know what I'm saying, Ryan Lance?
No, not even a little bit.
You know what I'm saying. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm so scared.
Oh, great. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to the podcast where we talk about the movies of the month of October 2022. This is Movies Are Real. We talk about movies about a month late, but we like to compact the month and then talk about them then. October, spooky movies. Usually what that month has. Typically. Okay, I was gonna say there's one. I forgot that there's one movie we have to talk about as it's October. There's a month in that. There's a holiday in that month that is associated with a movie franchise, and I completely forgot we had to talk about it until right now.
Black Adam?
Exactly.
Oh.
Well, let's talk about it. Ryan, you saw Terrifier 2.
I did see
People
Terrifier.
are the headlines this movie. It's making so much money. It's just killing it out there.
I think so much money compared to how much they spent it to. Because it's made like $10 million, I think, which...
That's not that much at all, but...
No, but they... Very low budget,
sure.
So... But yeah,
so there's this clown man?
Yeah, Art the Clown. It's the sequel to Terrifier 1, which had like a cult following. And this was, more of a budget and just more goopy grossness and practical effects, which are all very impressive. And it's just the story of this clown going around killing people on Halloween night and having
as a clown does.
Having a good old laugh while he does it. But usually to himself, other people are usually not laughing.
Ryan Lance, not known to appreciate goopiness. I mean, goopiness, but not bloodiness a lot.
I think it has to, there has to be, a reason for it. And that's why... Spoiler, I did not like this movie very much.
Okay.
It's just bloody and gross, and there's not really any substance to that. There's nothing interesting to say or that it's doing.
If you wrote this as a tweet review to this movie, you'd get your ass roasted.
Oh, I know. Well, here's the thing, because Terrifier 1 had a cult following, and I never really understood that. And then this, kind of blew up more, but it still doubles down on it's all about Art the Clown, but it's who is he? He has no, established... he doesn't talk. He's just funny and goofy. There's nothing, he doesn't have, a signature weapon, like a Freddy Krueger or a Jason Voorhees. My favorite part of Terrifier 1 is when a lady, he had, a knife or something, and a lady, took it from him and was, stabbing him, and he's oh, and they just took out a gun and shot her, which is okay, I guess you have no rules. This is very strange.
This sounds pretty great.
I think you and Greg would enjoy them purely for the goopiness and the silliness, because they are very silly. This one especially, but it just doesn't lead to anything interesting. And also, this movie is 2.5 hours long.
That is long.
That is a long time, and it really drags. And there's a lot of stuff in there that just doesn't move anything forward. It's just more gross stuff. And I get that from if you're having fun with that, then it's oh cool, more fun, weird stuff. But if you're not enjoying it, it makes you just very not happy that you're still watching this movie. I don't really know what else to say about it.
It is what you think it is?
It is what you think it is. It's...
You watched it because you had to use your season pass?
100%, yes. And I was also curious because this was getting a lot of
buzz.
But yeah, if you enjoy practical effects, this has, really good stuff. Just it's just a goopy murdery time.
Not very funny.
I don't think it's very funny.
Is he a dead serious clown, or does he have jokes?
He doesn't talk.
Oh, never mind.
He just does little gestures, he's I'm doing motions with my body.
Yes,
that translates really well in the audio.
Yeah, it does.
But he doesn't talk at all. He just does motions with his body and smiles and frowns and all that stuff. And when he is playing with people, he'll be all silly and clown-like, but then once he's in murder zone, he's a dead serious, just sawing skin off and stuff like that. Saw in the first one, he saw a woman who was hanging upside down, like crotch down. Like he started from the crotch and then he went up to her, or I guess down to her head. And in this one, like he just removed a bunch of a lady's skin for fun because he's silly. One other bit, he decapitated a lady, and then some trick-or-treaters came to the house, and he had emptied her head and put candy in the skull, and he was like, "Yee?" And then the kid's like, "Thanks," and like it's all goopy and weird, and it's just a head, and like it's all very like fun and creative, but I just don't care about this clown.
Carrie, this sounds like a good time to you.
Yeah, it sounds great.
I think Carrie would enjoy it, but I think you would. I agree with me at least with like, yeah, there's nothing like really going on here.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have a problem with it. Like
Yeah.
a little baby.
Yeah,
It's
that's
40
accurate.
minutes longer than 2008's The Incredible Hulk,
Yes.
which is a movie I've been thinking about recently.
The longest movie ever.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Does this seem like a movie like a kind of movie that Shudder would get the streaming rights to?
Yes, but it's specifically on Screambox, which is the Bloody Disgusting streaming service that they own. But yeah, this...
I didn't know Bloody Disgusting owned it. I knew about Screambox.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Bloody Disgusting owns it, from my understanding. This is a Bloody Disgusting movie. We'll be talking about some more Shudder.
I'm going to look into this...
Clown?
No, just this Screambox Shudder thing going on.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Anyways, continuing on the spooky tangent, and this one is a much more of a household name, unlike this fucking clown. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gives a shit about this clown. Hellraiser. They made a new Hellraiser movie, but this time, not like some sort of tax write-off, weird, we have the rights, and if we don't make a movie for this, we're gonna lose the rights sort of deal. Hellraiser, directed by David Bruckner, of the Night House fame and a lot of other stuff. That one VHS short in the first one, about that one lady. What else did he make that I'm forgetting about, Carrie?
He did the Southbound segment with the guy performing surgery on the lady's legs. And he did The Ritual, which is a Netflix film, which I enjoy.
He shows up in a movie I recently saw as himself, and I don't remember which one.
What?
Yeah.
Like a documentary?
Well, no, not as himself, as in like he's just an extra. He's just
okay.
I don't remember what it was. It's probably one of the VHS things he showed up as a cameo.
Probably.
Anyways, so new Hellraiser.
Like, that's David Bruckner! Steve, look, it's David Bruckner!
Whoa, I love that guy. So the Hellraiser franchise has gone through a lot of hard times. There's like 3 good movies, and the rest are just like weird nonsense things. So they've been through it. The Hell Priests. But now we had a brand new one, actually, put some effort into it on Hulu. And I think it's fine. Yeah, we have Jamie Clayton here as the Hell Priest, the Pinhead, if you will, but she's a lady. And I don't know, I thought it was all right. Carrie, what'd you think of this?
I thought it was... I'm not crazy about it, but I thought it had some interesting stuff about it. It was like, I liked the dynamics of the characters, and I liked... Because basically in this one, our main character is kind of like a recovering addict down on her luck. And there's parallels to be drawn there as she becomes in control of the cube. Then she's like unknowingly sacrificing her family. And so there's like an interesting parallel there of like struggling with addiction and losing your connection to your family. And I liked that a lot.
That's smart, Carrie. I didn't put that together.
But I think that the movie is leagues better than all the like.
Everything past
one,
like,
but like past like
one
the
or
second
two.
one.
Yeah.
So I think it at least has effort put into it, and I think most of the performances are really good too. And I really enjoy the new actress for.
She's great.
Pinhead. It was really cool, and it has a lot of really clever integrations of the Hellraiser world clashing with the real world. How they're like going back and forth between the dimensions.
We don't get to see as much of their world, but it is like you see it combined with ours a lot.
And I really liked those elements. But all in all, it's a movie that I enjoy, but also don't care passionately
It's not a slam dunk, which I
No.
think a lot of people would have hoped for. Ryan, what'd you think of it?
I'd never seen a Hellraiser before. It's been on the list for like a while, and I was going to watch the first one before this, but as you can tell by me leading up to this, that did not happen. And it's perfectly fine. I think there's a lot of interesting things with it. I think the whole puzzle box stuff was not how I thought it would go, just because like it felt like
There's also a lot more of it in this movie compared to the
I wasn't
other one.
sure.
There's a
It just
lot
felt like
of
in this
puzzle
one
blocks.
that like it felt like everyone accidentally solved the puzzles a lot, which seems a little counterintuitive to it being a puzzle. But I guess if they want you to like
Well, I'm saying like this
die
one
and
is
get
more of a
sacrificed.
puzzle than the other one.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think I think it's slightly disappointing only when you read on paper that's David Bruckner taking on one of the big horror franchises, and so I wish he would. At least it's not bad. It's all right. It's solid.
I think it's nice that Hulu is getting all these like big name things, and it feels like because they're going straight to Hulu, the director is able to just do whatever.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about Prey. Like if Prey like went to theaters, I feel like they would have, screwed that up somehow.
Yeah,
'Cause
maybe
they were
somebody
more
would have
like-
gotten involved more with
They
it.
would have been like, we need to make money off of this, but it's like it's just going on Hulu, just to do whatever.
Prey probably would have done very well if it was in theaters, though.
It definitely would have, but I think like executives and stuff would have held it back, considering how good it was. But I don't know. This also feels like they wanted to make a Hellraiser. They're like, no, this probably won't do well in theaters because these haven't been in theaters for like 20 years. So do whatever you want. And I guess it doesn't feel as crazy as like I've heard Hellraisers are. Like in terms of like
It's not as horny as I thought. I thought they
I
were.
was gonna say too, it's not because a lot of people have an image of the Hellraiser movies as like kinky, weird.
Yeah,
BDSM.
BDSM started with these movies.
Yes, exactly. But this doesn't really have as much.
Yeah.
Of that vibe.
Which I would have thought that would have had. I don't know. That just seems like if I was to make a new Hellraiser movie, like we got to lean in more to the horniness. That's what I would have been it. But I don't know. Whatever. I do. My favorite. I think the coolest part of this movie is at the end where one of the bad guys in the movie, who's not, one of the fucking hell priests. You see him become a hell priest. Like that. That stuff was cool as shit. But yeah, Hellraiser. It's all right. I feel like that's another one of those movies that, since it is Hulu, it's cool that they can do whatever they want. But at the same time, it is weird that the Hellraiser remake is tied to the Hulu. Like, there's no physical release or anything yet. Which I know, like, horror people are the most physical motherfuckers in the world. It's probably driving them up a wall. Anyways, Deadstream. Speaking of movies you can stream on Shudder. Not like Hellraiser, but like not even like that. Whatever. Deadstream. It's on Shudder.
Yes.
It's a spooky movie. I assume you both saw it?
Yes.
Ooh, Kara, I forgot you saw this.
I watched it.
But yes, this is about a like YouTuber, like vloggy type YouTuber who was canceled by cancel culture for doing like
He's more of like a think like prank YouTuber.
yes, prank
He's like a
YouTuber.
prank channel.
And like because like he's always doing these things that are like kind of like questionable. He lost all sponsors and like he comes back after a while and he's like, guys, I'm gonna live stream a haunted house, and it's for you guys, and it's like this that type of prank YouTuber live streaming in this like spooky haunted house, and it is very, very fun.
It's so funny.
I think the biggest thing is like for those type of YouTubers, first off, this director like kills it with that. He has a spot on. It is a spot on
uncanny.
impression of these types of people. And I think like the big thing is like if you're gonna find that person so infuriating that you can't watch the movie anymore because like he's doing such a good job. It's like, oh, I hate these people. But it's also fun just seeing all the spooky things happen. He's like, whoa, guys, can you believe that just happened to us? That's crazy. Let's go back down to the haunted thing.
It's really funny.
It's very fun. It's just a nice like fun like easy thing.
So what's the spooky thing? So like it's a haunted house, but
It's a haunted
that's
house, and he's live streaming different like there's different rooms in the house that have like different like legends attached to him, and he's just moving between them, and then slowly things start getting more and more spooky until they get wild and crazy.
Apex of spookiness.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And I found this a lot more fun than Dashcam, a similar film
Ah.
that came out this
I
year
also watched
with
Dashcam
an unlikable
recently.
streamer protagonist. But this, for some reason, worked more. I don't know why. Because he's an asshole, but he's not like a MAGA asshole.
Yeah. He's not like
important
being an
distinction.
asshole where he's like, wow, you want to get vaccinated, you pussy.
And that's more like, I don't need to hear that.
He's more. I can't believe people got mad about my. There was like that weird like pregnancy, like I want to get smuggled across the border.
Yeah,
Break.
he is a bit racist.
Yes, he's a bit racist, but like it's played off as very like this guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
so it's just fun.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's what
Yeah,
makes it enjoyable.
He seems like he's just more of a buffoon.
Yeah.
Malicious force.
Yes, which is a much better,
Yeah.
unlikable protagonist.
So this is an easy, fun watch, is what you're...
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, I would
Yes.
say so.
It has some good and some like good like genuine spooky stuff. I
Yeah,
think,
and it's
too.
got some really funny gore and stuff too.
Okay.
I saw a few people. I don't know if I fully agree with this, but there was some people who were like, "It's like found footage Evil Dead," and I was like, "That's really funny."
Huh.
So,
Yeah.
that kind of vibe.
Some of the spook stuff is like, he can see stuff on his stream on like his tablet, but he doesn't see it like in real life. So he has
that
to
was
like,
my favorite part.
so he
yeah.
has to like maneuver around certain things with that. And then I don't want to spoil too much. 'Cause
Okay.
there's a lot of fun stuff.
I wanna watch
Yeah,
it now.
It's very fun.
Okay.
I would highly recommend it on Shudder.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I definitely want to watch it. I'm down for something that's spooky but also light and fun.
And this director also did something in VHS 99.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, apparently, one of the directors is the star of it. Is he the asshole? Joseph Winter is the
Yeah.
director? Okay.
Yes. You see a lot of him in Deadstream.
Okay, interesting. All right. Well, that's Deadstream. So that's 3 spooky movies. Not spooky unless you talk about excess wealth as spooky. Triangle of Sadness. I don't know this director if it's done anything that I know of, but
He did Force Majeure and The Square.
oh, no clue.
I watched Force Majeure. It was pretty good.
Anyway, Triangle Sadness, released by Neon, a movie about a bunch of rich fuckers who go on a cruise ship, and then stuff gets a little wacky and crazy and not great for them. Well, I can just say a specific. It's not really a spoiler. It's in the trailer. They get the ship gets they get stranded on a fucking island, and then stuff doesn't go well on the boat itself. But leading up to that, but we follow 2 models, a guy and a lady, both very vapid, both not very great people. Their relationship's not going very well. They go on this luxury cruise and they meet a bunch of other characters, and then things don't go great on the cruise ship. So yeah, I thought this movie was fantastic. I like it so much. I think the trailers for it, I think, promise a lot more Three Stooges-esque fecal gaffes, more like a lot of like nonsense comedy. And there is some of that. There is some pretty good stuff of that, but it is the movie is a lot of seeing how awful these rich people are and how funny it is. And then in the third act, again, it feels like a spoiler because it hard pivots to the second half, where we see like the hierarchy of power in this yacht. Cruise.
The hierarchy has shifted.
Yeah, the hierarchy. The Black Adam showed up, and he was all like, where we have one of the people who's in the janitorial services of the cruise ship. Like, she's got actual survival skills where she knows how to hunt, she knows how to cook. And these fuckers don't know how to do jack shit.
Right.
And so she's all like, I'm the captain now. And so all that stuff is really good. And I don't know, is it Dolly de Leone who plays?
Yeah.
She's fucking great.
She's really good.
She's so goddamn good. She's a Filipina, janitorial person who can cook a squid and hunt and all this shit. And she's great. I love her. Triangle of Sadness. Carrie, what'd you think of this?
I liked it a lot too. I thought the satire was biting and it was very exciting and it was just a hilarious movie and I loved I think a lot of the stuff of the trailer is in because it's divided into chapters.
Yes.
And it's all, the second chapter is like most of the trailers.
Most of the trailers, yeah.
The shenanigans on the boat.
Yeah.
And that's where I was having a lot of fun. Just the craziness of all the different passengers and Woody Harrelson trying to get through the entire voyage without leaving his cabin.
Oh yeah, like he's a socialist fucking captain on a luxury cruise.
Right.
That's very funny.
So good.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, what'd you think?
I also liked it a lot. I felt like the third act, that like tonal shift just didn't like hit with me as well, because it felt like, you know, they're just like waiting around and like they're all idiots and they're not doing anything.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what are we like leading towards here? Just because like everything before was like leading to the cruise ship, and then like the inevitable destruction of the cruise ship, and then I was like, okay, what do we do from here? And I think it had a lot interesting to say with that part of the film still, but it just didn't. I just preferred those first two parts more. I thought those were very strong and fun, and I just felt like it did not land. It might have crashed into an island, maybe. Let's say no. That's not a good joke.
I think the thing is, like, Dolly de Leon's character, who becomes the main character by the end of the movie, you just see glimpses of her in the first two parts, and then the movie hard pivots to, like, yes, we were following this terrible couple of these the model couple, into like her being the main character. For me, it worked great. I love her. She's fucking awesome and more interesting than these two fucking heads.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. I really, really liked it. Dolly de Leon's great. She's fantastic. I hope she gets more work. I really like the ending as well. It's very... You can see it a mile away what the ending is. But I like the way it landed for me personally. I like the soundtrack for this, the weird music they chose for this movie as well. Like that one, there's a scene where we have this like Minecraft Notch-esque guy who takes a picture with the model and her hot friend, and then they start dancing. And that scene was just, I don't know why I really like that scene, but I really like that scene. It was weird. Yeah, Triangle of Sadness. It's funny. It's a well done movie, I think, as well. It's a good time. I don't think, if the pitch of the trailer, like, there's not as much comical goofs and gaffes. So kind of everything in the trailer is what's in the movie for that stuff. I like Woody Harrelson and the manure guy being really drunk in the captain. That's pretty good. It's good stuff.
Reading manifesto over the PA system.
It's really good. I know almost nothing about this other than Cate Blanchett was on a press tour for this, where she did a Hot Ones episode and then did a Criterion Closet.
I still need to watch her Hot Ones episode.
Tar. Who saw this?
I did.
Carrie. This is a biopic, so can you tell me who Tar is
and what a biopic is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, first and foremost, which I didn't realize until about 45 minutes into the movie, not a real person.
Okay.
I've never heard of this person. Then the movie starts happening and crazy stuff happens, and I'm like, I don't think you're real. But I still wasn't fully sure. And then I was talking to my friend, and he's like, no, yeah, that's the whole thing. She's not a real person. I was like, oh. I knew that. But yeah, basically, Cate Blanchett plays this lady named Lydia Tarr, who is the director of I don't remember what country they're in, some European country. I want to say like Berlin, but she is the first female conductor of their orchestra, and it's basically just a character study of her as this figure. And as it starts out, she's like, I am this powerful director. You learn about her dynamics. She has a wife who's also in the orchestra, but there's also this other presence of a former student of hers, because she also does teaching, a former student who is like stalking her, is how it's presented. And you're just like, what is this going to be? And so it's just, as we move throughout the film, we learn more about her relationship with that person, and things with that develop, and she fluctuates in her success as the director of the orchestra, and there's like interplay in the orchestral world, and there's drama, and it's very interesting. And her assistant is also the brunette lady from Portrait of a Lady on Fire, and I was very excited to see her.
Where in this movie did you realize, oh, I don't think this is a real person?
Well, there was just like something comes to a head at a concert, and I was like, oh, I would have heard about that. That actually happened.
Okay, well, do you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it a lot, and Cate Blanchett is fantastic in it, and I like it because it presents this character, and it doesn't try and lead you for how you are supposed to feel about her.
Okay.
It's like, here's this person. I'm not going to hold your hand. You decide if you like her or not. You decide if she's a redeemable person or if she's a bad person. Figure it out. And I was like, and it just tracks her, like her arc in her career, and like from her highest point of success and what happens afterwards once things start getting sticky.
Okay, interesting. All right.
I thought it was really interesting and really, I don't know how to say, but like really like engaging and really interesting the way it's put together.
How long is it about?
It was pretty long, I would probably guess. Probably over 2 hours. But
Okay. All right.
158 minutes.
So yeah, so 2 hours and some change there.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's Tar. Boy, howdy, folks. What oh boy. Okay, so it's October. You know, Halloween is a holiday. And it's over now. It's time to end it. Halloween ends. David Gordon Green's incredible trilogy of Halloween movies comes to an end with Halloween Ends. Okay. Where do we go from here? So last time on the podcast, about a year ago, you might have remembered seeing Halloween Kills and being very confused as to what had happened here in this movie. Where the Halloween 2018 was a solid, some would say even great, revamp.
Yeah.
This was a sequel to the original Halloween with Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's had a kid, and she has a granddaughter, and trauma, and and they fight, and it's great. And then Halloween Kills happens, and it's just a nonsense factory of evil dies tonight. Jamie Lee Curtis on a bed for a whole hour and a half. Michael Myers
just whole filler. Just a whole filler
episode.
The filler episode.
Oh, filler episode to what? To Halloween Ends, where we find Michael Myers in a little fucking hole into some...
Just hiding his best life, not doing anything to anybody.
And then what we decided with this last movie, we're going to have an apprentice who becomes Michael Myers, sort of. The essence of Michael Myers flows through him.
Michael Myers, it's like in Split, it was like, you're like me, you're twisted.
Yeah.
You're a killer like that.
And,
I will say this movie has one of the best openings to a horror movie in a while.
Okay, so like, yes.
And that it's very funny.
It's very funny. I wish that, okay, so yes. Movie starts after Halloween Kills. It's a year after Michael Myers is... I don't know why they think he's dead. It's not like we killed him.
I can't remember.
We didn't beat him.
I don't think they think he's dead. I think they are still living in fear.
Didn't they like...
Also, they knew they fucked up when they accidentally drove that one guy to his death. I feel like they're like, that was on us.
Didn't all the kills end with they had him surrounded after he got out of his house?
Yes, but then he kills everybody.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like they beat him up, and it's like, he did him, and then he comes back and he murders them all.
Oh, I thought they ended with like...
Or at the very least, he kills Jamie Lee Curtis' daughter. At the very least. Anyways, a year after that, this kid is taking care of this other kid in this rich house, and these guys are like, I'm out of here. And this little kid is a piece of shit. And I think they're watching The Thing.
The Thing?
Again, I've never seen The Thing, and I was like, this seems like a spoiler for me.
Okay, this is a side tangent. In horror movies, the babysitter is almost always showing the kid the thing. And like it's always that same part with the stomach where like, I think I shouldn't have shown this movie to a kid. And it's like, A fucking dog's head split open 20 minutes ago, and now you're like, I think this was a bad idea. Are you kidding me? It's like none of these people who are making this film have ever watched the thing. They only know that one feed from Watch Mojo.
I think that's always how this happens. Where it's like, they start fucking. I made a mistake here.
Well, yes, but there's so much like gore before that.
I haven't seen the thing, so I wouldn't know.
A dog's head splits completely open.
They just had to CC John Carpenter on an email and be like, hey, in our new Halloween movie, can we put your other movie?
How big is the check? Great. Fantastic.
I just sit down and put out my hand
and the check. Anyways, this kid's babysitting a piece of shit. The piece of shit kid locks him up in the attic, and the kid's like, ha ha ha, you're in the fucking attic, and wah ha ha. And then the babysitter kicks down the door.
Clearly the best decision is to furiously kick the door down.
And the kid's right behind it, so he goes boom, flying across and then lands on the floor, dies. This kid's labeled as a murderer. Haddonfield, reacting very normal, just bullies this kid, and then
I can't believe there was another murder in this town.
He finds Michael Myers in a hole, and Michael Myers is like, you're gonna help me. He looks eyes, and then he has the
Ghost Riders and
basically
his eyes, his spirit. Okay, before that, you're everybody in the world. I was wondering, okay, what the fuck is this third movie? This movie opens with Jamie Lee Curtis years after the events of Halloween Kills and the accident. Her writing a memoir. It might as well be like, what is happening? She's like a housewife making a pie, and she's all like, I love my life. I was like, okay. Jamie Lee Curtis' daughter's a nurse. She meets this kid, and she's like, he's all right. And then they start fucking dating, and which is a problem because he's Michael Myers, but not Michael Myers. And Jamie Lee Curtis, there's that one moment where she was like, you need somebody who makes you rip your shirt up and show your tits to the world. That was fun.
That was amazing.
Jamie Lee Curtis is a very fun person.
She is, but unfortunately, then it becomes a shitty Halloween movie. She doesn't have, She was really fun at the beginning of this movie. Anyways, this is a bizarre,
very
strange way to make your last Halloween. In this trilogy, there was like, all right, we're gonna go back.
Like, this seems like a movie that can't. Like, this seems like it would be like nuzzle between like Halloween 4 and 5.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, this would be something.
Yeah.
Not like this is the end of it all. This is the end of Halloween.
Carrie, what do you think of this movie?
What if I told you
that
this is my favorite one of the David Gordon Green
Of the
trilogy?
three?
Yes.
What the fuck? Why?
Because it's fun, it's different. I don't care about Michael Myers. And so I just like the idea that the evil of this town is just this gelatinous infecting thing that can be spread around to everyone. See, as a person who is a fan of the film It, I like a movie about a town that's pissed off because there's a white-faced man living in the sewer making everyone an asshole. And I like that angle, and I think it's interesting. And I don't care about Michael Myers.
Carrie, what if I told you that in one scene of this movie where this kid is riding his fucking bicycle, graffitied on the walls is the statement, "Love lives today."
Yeah.
Fuck this movie!
This movie is like a YA horror movie, and it's hilarious.
It is. It 100% is. It 100%.
I just think it's funny. And I also think that it's funny that the troupe of kids that are bullying him are the marching band kids.
Oh yeah, also that.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think this movie, I don't think it's great.
It's certainly entertaining.
I think it's I think it's the most interesting and most like, we're gonna do something a little different of the three.
Somebody put it very well that first one is the first of these movies for me. It's what you get in the box. It's what it's marketed, right? It's like a sequel to Halloween with everyone else. We're gonna do our best here. And then the second one feels like it was made by a bunch of fans because it's just kill after kill after kill, just nonsense. And then the third one feels like it was just shipped off to some no-one director and writer who had to shoot it out for DVD. Maybe they were supposed to make a Hellraiser movie at first, and they made a Halloween movie. I don't know. it's weird, and it's especially weird how they use the Halloween 3 Season of the Witch blue font as this like Halloween, and I was like, oh, I mean, I guess. Sure.
As if it were like the third movie that doesn't have much Michael Myers in it, and it's about a different thing.
I guess.
But my thing with this is like in that first like Halloween 2018, like Jamie Lee Curtis like spends her whole life. Her house is like a Michael Myers death trap.
Yes.
And she throws everything at him, and like none of it works. But in this one, she just has this what's in her kitchen.
Yeah.
And she really just kind of easily takes him out.
Yeah.
Which is very strange.
It's all weird.
Like, he's like sad and old, which is weird because like it's only been like 3 or 4 years.
But he's like powered by killing. He's like,
you saw Halloween Kills. That should have charged him up for like
yeah,
a decade.
maybe, maybe. Like a little bear just fucking hibernating on his kill juice.
Yeah.
What else is there to say about this movie? I don't know. I think it very much feels like because this one they did not shoot it back to back like they wanted to, as I understand, because of COVID, or at least part of it. That's how I understand it. It feels like a movie where COVID got in the way. IMO. Maybe I'm wrong, but it sure feels like that. And I wonder if, I don't know, it's just, I would have loved to like see if like they had this all written out or that they had to make it up. Because it just seems like a weird vision board to go from that movie to this movie to that movie.
It makes me more interested because he's supposed to do like an Exorcist trilogy for like one of the streaming services. So I'm very interested in like what his grand plan.
Honestly, it can't be any weirder than the 3 Exorcist movies currently.
That's true and fair.
I stand by that the current Exorcist trilogy is the best trilogy ever. Because it has 2 of the best movies ever made, but 1 of the worst movies ever made. So it all balances out.
The next movie here, I really wanted to see, and I haven't gotten around to watching it yet. The Banshees of
Inisherin.
Inisherin, okay.
I think of it like Init Sharon.
Init Sharon, okay.
Init Sharon?
Did you both see this, or just Carrie?
Saoirse Ronan.
Still can't
Saoirse Ronan.
Ah.
Saoirse.
Oh, God.
Saoirse.
I'm 40% Irish, so there's nothing problematic
I'm like 3% Irish.
Awesome.
And I'm kicking your ass.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah, me and Carrie both saw it. Carrie saw this twice, though.
I did see it twice.
Yes.
Because I saw it, like, the first night it was available. Because that night Ryan messaged the group and was like, you want to see Banshees tomorrow? And I was like, I'm already at the theater.
Oh,
asshole.
I wanted some me time to go watch the new Colin Farrell sad movie.
That's how I feel.
So I guess Carrie, since you've seen it twice, what'd you think?
It's really good.
Yeah.
I really enjoy it. I was very excited because I really like Martin McDonagh. I've liked all of his movies that I've seen so far. He did 3 Billboards, In Bruges, 7 Psychopaths, and this.
Oh,
those are all fantastic
okay.
in my book.
Okay, yeah, those are good movies.
But yeah, in this one we follow. They're on an island like off the coast of Ireland. I think was the vibe I was getting. Yeah, because they keep talking about the mainland and shit, and there's a civil war raging on the mainland. But they're on
like
this
1920s.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But they're the small community on this small island, and we start off with Colin Farrell's character, who clearly has a routine where he goes in and always meets up with his friend to walk down to the pub, and this is like they do it every day. But on this day, he goes to knock on his friend's door, and his friend doesn't respond. And he sees him in there, and he's just being ignored. So he leaves, goes to the pub, and then everyone is like, are you fighting? He's like, I didn't think we were rowing. And then he has this conversation over and over again, and it is established that this other guy, Brendan Gleeson, has decided that he wants to end the friendship. And so then we follow the fallout of him making that decision.
Okay. Yep. So yeah, it's just the trailer. It says.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah. Now, Ryan, what'd you think of this?
It's. I think the trailer makes that to be a bit more funny than it is.
Oh, okay.
And it is very funny.
It's really funny, but it's also
very
one of the saddest movies I've seen
this
year.
It's very sad because it is very much about like, you know, if you had a friend who's like, I don't want to see you anymore.
Yeah.
And I don't even want you to talk to me anymore.
Yeah.
Which is very brutal.
Mm-hmm.
And you can really, and you know, Colin Farrell has a lot of like self-doubts about it. He's like, am I boring? He's like, no. He's like, you talk about your donkey shite. It's like, first off, it was my pony shite. And then, you know, all the, you know, it really, it also really nails like that small town drama. You know, because like everyone knows each other. Like, I hear you've been rowing. It's like, we haven't been rowing. No, I'm not talking to you. Like, I know. It nails all of that, and it really it is very good. It's very good. Very, very, very well made piece of film. There's a dog. Very well made piece of film.
Dog in the room, not.
Dog in the
maybe
room.
there might be a.
There
I
is
said
a
a
very
sheepdog.
Good dog. There's also a donkey.
There is a very cute donkey.
Named what's
Jenny.
the dog? Jenny, yes, who's very good. She's supposed to be an outside donkey, but
Colin Farrell has a bunch of like cows and ponies and has this one donkey, and I think he's a farmer or something, and he lives with his sister, and he always wants to bring the animals inside, and she gets pissed off. She's like, I told you not in the house. And he's like, I'm not putting my donkey outside when I'm depressed.
Okay.
it's
so
very
good.
cute. It's very cute and nice. Lots of good humor in this. But it is still has that like very sad essence of reality. But yeah, very good. Colin Farrell killing it this year. Gotta say.
Good.
Okay. All right. I still want to watch this. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's still sure.
I think so.
I think so. Last time I looked at Alamo, I'm pretty sure. I will double check right now.
Okay.
But
Well, that's the Banshees. In Sharon.
Saoirse Ronan.
yeah, it's still playing at Alamo.
Okay.
There's some showings
All right.
today or tomorrow, Tuesday.
I think
Wednesday.
we're gonna get to. I think I would have liked this movie more than a movie we're gonna talk about later on this list. We'll get to it. VHS 99 is not the movie I'm talking about, but a movie that did come out on Shudder, and it's the second of it seems like a trilogy of Shudder VHS movies revival. Did you both see this?
I haven't watched this yet.
I think I've seen it.
I
Actually.
was planning to, but I never got around to it. So
Okay. Well,
I dropped
Ryan.
the ball. I'm sorry.
It's
Unrelated,
okay.
I did see VHS 96. Four. Okay.
That one's very fun.
I
That was
like
good.
one a
The
lot.
Rat Man is very good.
So good.
The Rat Man is
Hail
very.
Ratna.
The Rat Man's very good.
VHS 99 not very good.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
gotta
that's
say.
also what I've been hearing. So I was
Yeah.
like,
I think what like hits it for me is there is no framed narrative in this movie.
So it's just
It's just da-da-da. Like there's like a smidge of one, but that like kind of leads into like another story because it's like as if like it's a home VHS thing and like there's like the stories are like cut in between.
yeah.
But then like that's what happens and then just another short happens after that. So it's very strange. So yeah,
Weird.
no frame narrative, and it just all the shorts just feel kind of like rough and like not super interesting. There's I think the one that was the most spooky. They kind of all like kind of like go into like the same like traps of like, you know, we're all waiting around, we're all watching this one thing, and then like the spooky thing popped out, and then it just kind of ends.
Mm-hmm.
There was one where there's this sorority doing like a hazing thing for a new initiate, and they have to like bury her underground. And they're like, we're gonna bury underground just like this spooky lady, and then they leave her underground for like a long time, obviously. And I think just her being like underground or like trapped is like very like that's very scary. That claustrophobia. But then like you know a monster shows up and it's like okay that kind of ruins this actually.
Is she in like a box? Or
She's in a box.
It's like the
yeah.
hip.
I
Like
just imagined her like buried in dirt with no box.
Oh, no,
and then a
she's
monster,
in a-
like shimmies up.
No,
also in the dirt.
she's in a casket, yeah. And then it just kind of shows up and like whoa.
also like okay. Already a stretch to sign up to be buried alive in a casket, but the fact that you thought they just buried her in some dirt, I was like,
I don't know. I'm not sorority material. I don't know what they do.
There was one where it was like this new like hot girl, like, and all these like teens were like filming her. It's like, oh, she's so hot, and then like, and then you know, it turns out she's a monster, and then they and then she kills
Because
them
she's
all.
really hot.
Yeah.
interesting.
The one that was the most interesting, but ended up feeling like nothing at the end of the day, was the one made by the Deadstream guy.
Yeah.
Which I only knew was that guy because he was the cameraman in that one, and I remembered his voice from Deadstream so much. And that was like, first off, like the film doesn't really do much with the whole 1999 aspect until the last one where they're at a 2000s year party. And it involves like these Satanists performing a ritual that they had to do at the new year to like summon a demon or whatever. And it's these two camera guys. I can't remember why they're there. They're filming it for some reason. And they go to hell. And they're filming hell. And they're filming some hell stuff. And it's very funny, but like hell it just looks like a desert because that's all they can afford. Huh. And there's like just one like weird demon who's like, yeah, baby, I'll take you out of here. And then it just kind of ends. So kind of a bummer, kind of a real drag. Really unfortunate.
To be fair, the directors, I mean, hey, anybody can knock one out of the park, but I don't know, director of the Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City movie.
That movie? Pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not good. Other than that one scene where the guy's on fire.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the other story is real quick. Oh yeah, it was about this like metal band, like this punk metal band, very like 90s-esque, and they want to perform a show at like this. There was like this Riot Girl-esque band that like died in like the thing, and they go down to this underground like rock thing, and it's very spooky. A lot of it is just like them trying to prank their one like very like more scaredy friend, which like first off, like. The guy's very nice, and like them like pranking him all the time. I was like, okay, you guys are horrible friends. This guy's adorable. I love him, and that's honestly like how they all end. Like it's always like people are being dicks, and then a demon shows up and kills everyone. That's literally how they all end, and there's no frame narrative, which I guess like is fine because VHS 90.
Yeah, it wasn't that strong.
Was kind of shit.
They're usually bad, but it's also like...
Well, like, VHS 1 and 2 were totally fine, because those were just like, this is a creepy tape. That's all you need. That's all it needs to be.
And also, those two connected. They were like, right? The frame narratives were connected.
Oh, God.
It was like one frame narrative ended and the other one picked up, if I remember correctly.
I don't remember.
I don't think the first one has it.
What was the frame narrative of the first one?
There were some people making tapes, or
they broke into someone's house, and he had just like stacks of tapes.
And I gotta find this one tape,
and
dude.
And then the two in the second one, they were investigators, and they were like looking for one of those guys.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Yes.
And then in 3, it was a weird...
I don't remember anything about that bullshit, terrible
I
movie.
watched that one.
Okay, here's
the penis part is very fun.
So here's the question: is this better or worse than Viral? Because Viral's insulting. Viral's really bad.
Probably the same, I guess. I think just
that penis one's fucking terrible in Viral.
It is.
It's fucking awful.
It's very funny though.
No, I hated it.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was insulting. I hated it.
It's been a long time since I've watched Viral. I just remember the penis thing. It's probably better than Viral, but it doesn't. There's nothing standoutish.
Okay.
The most standoutish thing is like when people literally go to hell, but it just doesn't like do anything.
Okay.
After that point.
Well, VHS 99 streaming on Shudder now. There's another one coming up, and David Bruckner's doing one, as I understand, right?
I think so.
Yeah, and Scott Derrickson.
Oh yeah.
So that's something.
85, I think.
Yep.
Yes.
That's a good year. That's a good decade.
Great year.
Yeah. Good old days, am I right, guys?
Yeah, I miss being alive in 1985. Yeah.
Anyways, what the hell is Run, Sweetheart, Run?
Oh,
Ryan,
boy.
you put this at the end there.
That's true, I did do that. That was a mistake. This is an Amazon original that I've heard of. It stars Ella Balinska.
Also, you saw, right?
I did see it.
I was gonna let it go, but I was like, I've heard of this movie.
Guys, it's called 2001: A Space Odyssey. Stanley Kubrick, you're not gonna believe it. He made another movie.
What?
But it's an Amazon original. Ella Balinska of Charlie's Angels fame, and it is about a woman who goes on a date with a guy, and it ends up not going very well for her. And he ends up like just chasing her throughout the night. And the whole movie is just her being chased by this guy. And boy, does it suck.
That sounds like it.
But like the main problem with it is like it begins with kind of like a meet cute kind of like thing because like she is working at like this law firm and like her boss is like, oh, I have this like meeting with a client and I can't go to it. Can you go with it? And she's like, okay, cool. But like she dresses as if it's like a date, and like when they're on the dinner with the client, like it's acting like it's a date, so it feels like it was a weird rewrite. And they go like roller skate and whatnot. And then like she ends up going to his house, and then like this bizarre like tonal shift of like she enters the door and he turns around and he looks dead in the camera and smiles and closes the door. And then you immediately hear just like violence and her just running out, bolting, just like as if like hours of, you know, domestic violence just occurred in like those 2 seconds. And she's just running through the night. And he's like, if you can survive this one night, I will not kill you. And there's like this weird like, is he a werewolf thing? Because like he clearly has like some sort of like thing, and like the whole like, you know, fourth wall breaking thing. She goes to the cops, and all the cops are like, whoa, what do you think? And he's like, this guy's trying to kill me. It's like, you're clearly drunk and a slut, so I'm gonna put you in jail. And she's like, what? Very strange. And then every time she talks to a girl about it, it's like, oh, that guy's crazy. He's gonna kill you. And then she's like, is no one gonna tell me any more information on this guy? And she eventually finds out that like he's literally like a demon from hell. And like it's very funny. He's existed since the dawn of time, and he's been like hunting women and like killing them, and has like these like fourth dimensional abilities. And his name is Ethan Sachs. It's so bizarre. So much of this movie, it's just so strange, and I don't understand it. There's a society of women who are like, we're trying to stop him. We're all, and only you can do it tonight. And it's like the mother or something. That's only you can stop Ethan Sachs. I don't know. It's so weird. And it's like they're trying to make him like a Pennywise thing, and like he hunts women.
Except his name is Ethan Sachs.
His name is Ethan Sachs.
Well, Pennywise has a fucking pedestrian-ass name too. I don't remember what it is. Hold on.
And then he can also like control men apparently. So like he's only like all the men are like awful in this movie because he's controlling them to be bad or something. But man, it sucks, man. It's a rough time. I think Ella Balinska does the best in it because she's just running and crying the whole time. So, and it certainly has ideas, but it's not very good at the end of the day, unfortunately. It was written by a woman though, so it's not like the fear of like, oh, this is what a man thinks.
It was directed by her.
It was also directed by her, yeah, because I was watching this with my roommate, and she was like, did a man direct this? This feels like a man made this. I'm like, surprisingly, no. Like, oh, no. But yeah, would not recommend.
It's got Betsy Brandt. I love Betsy Brandt.
Yeah.
It has music by Rob. Just Rob. Anyways.
Funny you should say that. Pennywise's human name is Robert Bob Gray.
It's not Ethan Sachs.
It's not Ethan Sachs.
Also,
It's not as punchy as that.
I don't know why I didn't. When you said Ella Balinska from Charlie's Angels, I don't know why I couldn't picture it in my head because I knew the other two actresses, but it's the girl from Forspoken.
It is also the girl from Forspoken. I should have said the girl from Forspoken.
Yeah, but as a gamer, I would have connected to that. That game, we'll see how that game lands.
It looks interesting.
It looks something.
And I like her. I remember she was very nice in Charlie's Angels, and I saw some of the press stuff, and she was very fun in that. So I'm hopeful for that game.
All right, who saw Pray for the Devil?
Hey,
we did, baby. Yeah.
Oh my God. So short of it, folks. For is this woman who wants to be an exorcist?
Why a female exorcist just makes sense. You've seen that ad, right?
I have not. You told me about it. I haven't seen it.
We need to look it up after this because it is a real ad that aired on Hulu, not TikTok for me.
That sounds pretty good, though. That's pretty good.
I've seen ads like that. I haven't seen that specific one, but I've seen ads with the TikTok lady voice delivering the ad.
Anyways, as Ryan said, this woman really wants to be an exorcist, but the church is like, we can't make a woman fight the devil or be an exorcist. What? And then there's like, wait a minute, she's got something. Anyways, How's this movie?
This movie's hilarious.
Really entertaining.
This is very...
I don't think it was ever established in the trailers. One of the most insane things about this movie is that they're in like an alternate present where
oh yes,
where
What?
exorcisms are just a thing, and they're in a like high-tech X-Men ass hospital facility specifically built for exorcism.
I know, George. I know what you think. If there's one establishment in this world that's on the peak edge of technology, it's definitely the Catholic Church. But don't worry, they got iPads on all the walls. They got
So
weird
fucking
things.
And
But yeah, the movie begins with a title card that's like in 2018.
God damn it.
In 2018, exorcisms demon possessions hit an all-time high. And like, I leaned over to Carrie because we were the only people in the theater, I think. And it was like, I feel like I would have heard about this if in 2018, demon possessions were at an all-time high. I feel like Anderson Cooper would have brought that up for me. I don't know.
But yeah, so that's just wild off the bat that she's just in this multi-level, huge-ass hospital facility with fucking, like, touchscreen keypad.
And they treat people who are possessed by demons as if, like, it's time for your pudding.
Well, because their angle is, like, most of these are probably mental health struggles, so we want to rehabilitate the patient, and then if they're actually possessed, we have a deep, deep basement where all the actual possessions go. And that's where the Exorcist Squad boys, they get in a line and go down there, and they have to go through, like, triple security to gain access to the restricted section with all the wacky
This sounds like it would be some obscure, like, comic book from the 90s that got adapted into a movie.
Definitely feels like that.
Yeah.
Oh, it feels so good.
So fucking weird.
Anyways, was there anything else to say about? What do you got to say about this movie? Okay. Is it entertaining?
It's very entertaining. It is a very good bad horror movie.
Yeah.
Because it's constantly ridiculous. Jump scares, just nonsense. Some of it just like weird, like tongue stuff, like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I love that.
And it just goes off to just nonsense very quickly. It's a fun time. It's, you know, peak bad horror movie in like the good sense. Also, I love how Carrie predicted the twist very early on. Like, oh well.
Well, they introduce a piece of information, and I'm like, oh, well, obviously.
Yeah.
Also, I want to shout out the craziest thing I've seen in a movie this year. I don't know if it'll be conveyed how crazy this is if you don't know what I'm talking about. But there's one part, because our main character is like a nurse in the upper levels of this facility, but she wants to be part of the Exorcist crew. So there's some tension between her and one of her higher-ups, and she has a lot of background she has a traumatic backstory, you might say. And there's one scene where she's sitting in her room, and her boss, nun lady, comes in and is like, I just wanted to give you this. And she gives her a book, and it zooms in, and it's a full screen ad for the book The Body Keeps the Score, which is this book it's super popular. I think it was on the bestseller list in 2018, actually. So I think this movie might have been made in 2018. But it's basically this book. I haven't read it, and I don't want to. But it's this book that the first few chapters of it is this doctor guy talking about the actual physical way that our body stores and reacts to trauma. And it talks about that. But the thing is, that guy who wrote that book was fired from his facility that he founded, his trauma rehabilitation center, because he was allegedly abusive and horrible to his staff.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. I don't know the guy, and I don't know much about, but I just saw that book and I was like, what the fuck? And it was the craziest thing I've seen in a horror movie in so long, where they're just like, a book? It's just like, why is this included?
Interesting.
And apparently the book is, I haven't read the book, and I am just going off of secondhand accounts. Apparently the book is extremely problematic.
What?
The guy like sympathizes with war criminals and says that sexual assault trauma isn't as bad as other types of trauma. And it's like, what the shit?
It was very interesting. Like when that book came up on screen, I just thought it was like a random book, but like I just like felt like your full like you wanted to explode this information up like very quickly, as like you could like, and you right. We can talk about this later. Just like a very fun, like full body reaction to a book
that book
cover.
was everywhere, and I was like, "Why are we doing this now?"
I mean, this movie definitely was
in 2018.
So apparently, it was scripted in 2018, but it was definitely shot in 2020. I don't know.
Well, they kept that, and I would love the idea that was part of the original script.
I don't know. Anyways,
I had to shout that out because I didn't know what to do with myself when that happened.
all right. Well, let's pray for the devil. Like, I thought it was going to be a not interesting, bad horror movie. Like, yes, one of those. All right.
Oh, it's very interesting, but incredible.
I don't know what the movie Priest was about, but if I know that's based on a comic book, and I would assume it's something like this, where it's like, yeah.
Priest probably has more like fist fights with
probably.
demons.
Ooh.
This had very little fist fights with demons.
Anyways, Decision to Leave, the new movie from the director of Old Boy and the Handmaiden.
Yes.
Right? So we have a cop who is a homicide detective, and he's an insomniac as well. And he's got this case where this rich husband man, not even rich husband man, but like, was he even rich? He wasn't rich. Was he? I think I filled that in.
I think if rock climbing is your hobby, you're rich.
That's why I thought. That's why I assumed.
Yeah.
Like if that's what you're doing to feel alive.
Yeah.
Anyways, he works in immigration specifically, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, point being, he goes on a rock climbing adventure. Oops, he dies, and then this guy is sent here like, what's going on over here? That's weird. And they're all like, well, here's his wife who kind of has a weird alibi. You want to talk to her? And she, I believe,
and he's like, whoa, mama, whoa. Basically, right?
I guess. Anyways, she is a Chinese immigrant.
Yes.
Right. They're in Korea. They're in Korea, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yes. So they're sometimes speaking Korean, and then she can't speak sometimes, so she has to be translated. Anyways, they start talking. There's maybe a little something there.
I'm married.
Yes, he's also married. And yeah, that's the movie.
Him trying to like solve this case while also like I'm very interested in this lady.
Yeah.
Her alibi is very strange.
Weird.
Anyways.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the movie. It's a pretty simple setup, I guess. But I guess it's the director's work. So like it's just shot incredibly well. It looks fucking gorgeous. It's just so beautiful.
I've seen other directors try similar like things, like weird angles and stuff, and it was like, oh, that looks horrible. But like he just like nails everything. It's such great cinematography. Mm-hmm. It's very beautiful. But George, you thought this was mid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot to say about it. I think for me, so like saying on the positives, I think just the way it looks and the way like if I remember correctly, it's been a minute since I've seen the movie, but it does a lot where like the way it places actors in a scene, and then because they're like rewinding like stuff like am I remembering where like there's a character here and then the scene changes a little bit.
And he's in the same place.
And he's in the same place.
Yeah,
okay, I thought, did I make that up? Am I confused? No, okay. It's been a while since I've seen this movie. But point being is I didn't connect this movie and I already forgot a lot about it. But that being said, that stuff looked really cool and really pretty. Mm-hmm. But my biggest thing with this movie is just, I just couldn't connect with these characters. I just didn't get the cop man. And I was like, this seems like a bad thing you're doing, dude. I don't know. And then this lady, I was like, I don't know, man. I mean, she seems fine, but I don't know. And so I just couldn't connect with any of these characters. I just couldn't. So emotionally, I was just like, okay. And then I don't want to spoil the movie, but the way it ends, it's just like really tragic and like Shakespearean. And I was like, okay, it's a little precious. It's a little extra for me, but okay. So yeah, that's my whole thing. I just couldn't connect emotionally with any of these characters. So I just have a movie that looks really pretty and is long. And so that's all I got from this movie. So that's me. Anyways.
The whole time I was watching it, I was like deeply like, I was afraid it was gonna go into like audition levels.
Yeah, that was a little bit.
And it does.
It seemed too funny for that, though. It has a light sense of humor.
I don't know I don't know. Like some of this guy's other submissions think that he would go there, which would be very interesting.
To be fair, also if you saw audition and you didn't know where it was going, the movie plays it very straight.
That is
for
true.
a lot of the movie until
because I knew the twist, so the whole time I was like,
yeah.
oh no.
When is the freaky shit happening?
But yeah, I thought it was gonna go audition, and then it went to like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah,
actually. Oh no. So I think that's like what I had like this dread building up, and I was like, oh, this is just like sad people.
Yeah.
Unlike me, I'm not sad at all.
Things made by and for sad people.
Yeah.
But you like the little story we got here of these two guys. These
Yeah,
two
I
crazy
thought
cats.
he should talk to his wife more. His wife seems very nice.
She seems all right.
Yeah, so I don't know what his
Should probably
problem
stop smoking.
Probably. It's not very good for you. But yeah, it is like an interesting connection that they share, and it's very cute and very nice. I don't know. Okay, what about you?
I agree. I think it was interesting, but I totally get what you mean about not connecting with either of the two main characters, because it's like they're both very questionable.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know why I should care about any of this. But it's also, I was invested because I love a procedural and a mystery, and I'm like, where are we going? What is going to be the big reveal? And there were some big reveals, and I enjoyed it.
Especially when there's like a time jump. During the film, it's like, what are we doing with this?
Yo, what the hell?
It's like, oh, okay.
And
it's
also the camera work was insane. I found myself noticing really cool camera tricks.
It feels like a flex of a movie at points.
Yeah.
Where it's all like, these people know how good they are at making movies, and these shots are just ridiculous.
Like, specifically the one that I'm thinking of is when they're first, like, in the interrogation room, and he is bringing her the big sushi box, and the camera keeps going back and forth, putting them in focus, and then putting their reflections in focus, and then like going back and forth, and one foreground and one background person will both be in focus, and it's like, how did you fucking do that?
Yeah, very, very good.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the all this stuff about relationship, because there's this like subplot of this killer that he's been trying to track down. He can't fucking track him down. And he finally gets them, and he realizes, like, oh, he did all these, like, this weird murder thing because of a lady. And I think, like, when he gets there, it's really, really sad. But I was like, I don't know where that was going. What does that say about you? I don't think it says anything, really. Am I supposed to get something? I don't know. I think you should just stop caring about your job so much, man, and maybe stop smoking and maybe go to bed after that. I don't know.
Get some Z-Quil.
Yeah. Take some NyQuil, idiot.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I think even though I made fun of the ending being like a little precious and very Shakespearean and tragic, again, in the spirit of this movie, feels like a bunch of filmmakers flexing that they're good at making movies. That is a really cool, sad, tragic ending for your movie. I was like, this is really cool to be it just seems like so over the top. It just seems like a lot. It's cool as hell. I later went to a beach the day after and was walking on like that, and I was like, there's probably a lady buried. Spoilers. There's someone buried in one of these little So yeah, I don't know. That's my whole thing. I just wish I could connect with it. I just got a pretty movie.
I get that.
Yeah. Anyways, that's Decision to Leave, and that's the movie. That's all the movies of October, folks. Terrifier 2, Hellraiser, Deadstream, Triangle of Sadness, Tar, not based on a real person, Halloween Ends, Wendell and Wild, The Banshees of Inisherin, VHS 99, Run Sweetheart Run, Pray for the Devil, and Decision to Leave.
Woo.
That's a lot when I said it that way.
It's a spooky month.
November. Gobble gobble, baby. There's some stuff on here. I usually assume November with the big blockbuster movie time, but there's not a lot of them here. I guess there's a few here. Anyways, nothing says blockbuster like a Roku original movie, folks.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Weird.
Finally agreeing to it.
Weird, the Al Yankovic story. This is out. I haven't seen it. Has anybody here seen it yet?
We've both seen it. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm excited to watch it. It seems fantastic.
It's
I
great.
Did you grow up liking Weird Al stuff, George?
I like some of the stuff. Honestly, I didn't like a lot of the early stuff. Mm-hmm. Anyways, yeah, like a lot of the early '80s stuff, like Eat It, like the parody was. I don't know. I just don't like a lot of those stuff. Mm-hmm. Like a Surgeon.
But when it was like more like
late '90s to like. Yeah,
the songs that we grew up with.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh my God, what the fuck is the Amish song?
Amish Paradise.
Amish Paradise is great. I love Amish Paradise.
That was my favorite.
That's great. Like all that stuff's good. But yeah, as a human being, as a person, I think he's great, and the fact that he made a career out of that is incredible. Is amazing. So Daniel Radcliffe playing Weird Yankovic, gold, perfect, incredible. So I'm excited to see this.
I cannot wait to talk about this movie.
Yeah,
this movie is great.
Okay.
I can't wait for it to sweep the Oscars.
I don't know. Do we know the story of how this? How is this just a Roku original? I guess because
no clue.
Weird Yankovic is kind of not the most popular guy in the world, and so I guess here's a Roku. I don't know. Like
I feel like if you ask a certain group of people, he is the most popular guy in the world. But if you ask like a random other person, they'd be like, oh yeah, okay.
I guess
I know who that is, but like,
you can't make an Oscar bait movie out of Weird Al Yankovic's biopic.
It kind of makes it more funny how it's a Roku original.
Right.
I don't know.
That's what he would want, and that's what he got. What is My Policeman?
Some Harry Styles movie.
God
Harry
damn
Styles
it.
movie. Is this the one that he was talking about when he was going on quote being like, all the gay sex in movies isn't tender enough? And then it's like, sir? I don't know if he was talking about this movie, but he was like patting himself on the back for making like, you know, some real romantic gay sex in his movies.
I'm gonna be
I was
this
like,
quote.
dude.
Harry Styles has had a crazy year, I'll tell you what.
I don't even know what the plot of this movie is.
This is a Prime Video original movie based on a novel called My Policeman. So it is a romance novel adaptation, but I guess it's gay according to that quote from one Harry Styles. Yeah, I don't know. I assume there's a cop, and I don't know. Who knows? I can't find a short enough premise for this movie, so I can't tell you what this movie's about. But that's interesting. Okay. Is anybody here gonna watch that? Probably not.
No,
okay.
no. I'm done with Harry Styles movies.
I don't like Harry Styles very much, and I don't like The Police.
I like Harry Styles fine. The art, his music's pretty good.
What?
I've liked a couple.
When
of
you're in
his
trouble,
songs.
though, who do you call? The police or Harry
Ghostbusters.
Styles? Oh, okay.
And as tradition with this segment, where I just don't know what the fuck a movie is. What the fuck is Next Exit?
Oh, Kier, do you remember? Because I added this to my list to watch, but I cannot remember what it is.
I put it on because I figured Ryan would want to talk about it because it's got Karen Gillian in it.
Oh,
And Rahul Kohli.
Yeah.
It sounded like a spooky something.
I heard from some early stuff that it was. I put Best Exit in my search thing. I'm so stupid.
You idiot.
But I've heard it's very good.
In a world where ghosts are real and front page news, a controversial new medical procedure allows people to peacefully kill themselves. In the midst of this breakthrough, two strangers travel across country together to end their lives, only to unexpectedly find what they've been missing along the way.
I'm excited.
That sounds interesting.
And not just because Karen Gillan's.
Was it the friends we made along the way?
I don't know.
I like Rahul Kohli. He's a nice man.
He's great. He's also in this.
He's a very handsome man.
A little too handsome.
I agree.
Honestly, yeah.
Pissing me off.
I agree. Devotion. This is Top Gun, but not Top Gun. Does anybody else know about this movie but me?
Not a bit.
No.
It has oh fuck, I just forgot his name. From Last Black Man in San Francisco. Anyways, it's like Top Gun. They're fighters. They're bros. There's two bros, you know. They have a relationship, not sexually, but like a friendship, like a really tight friendship.
My man Harry Styles got something to say about this.
Not enough gay romances involving planes.
I've been saying this the whole time.
Anyways, I think I might watch just because I'm still kind of on that Top Gun high. And I wonder if this movie they made this movie and just coincidentally it was the year the Top Gun Maverick came out and this movie might do well. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if people are right. Yeah,
I don't. That updraft or
whatever. Yeah.
We know planes.
Pinocchio. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio.
Yeah, that's something he's been wanting to make for a long time, I believe.
I haven't looked at anything other than I'm going to watch it. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't need to know what Pinocchio looks like. I don't need to get the EW cover story of what exclusively Pinocchio looks like.
We have the footage. Small wooden bowl.
I think it's funny how... Oh, shit. It's funny how Disney also made a Pinocchio remake this year. While Guillermo del Toro is doing like his own thing, but
that hasn't come out yet, though, right?
Yeah, it did.
Shut the
on Disney Plus.
Shut the fuck up!
Can I tell you my funny Pinocchio joke that I've been telling people after that movie came out? Because it came out like right after Elvis came out, and Tom Hanks plays Geppetto.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't wait for the scene in Pinocchio where he picks up. He's like, God, I wish I had a son, and he picks up his boy, and he's like, he would.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Good job, Guillermo del Toro, getting a lot of Netflix checks. It sounds.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. He's turning in a lot of homework.
Yeah, Netflix clearly was like, we saw you won an Oscar. Have this blank check.
Would you like some money?
Please help us out.
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. We've seen it. I have thoughts on it. Will I remember most of my thoughts? I'll try to remember most of my thoughts for the next episode. But yeah, the menu. You've already seen the menu, like some fancy pants.
We saw an early screening.
Yeah, we went to the screening.
Ralph Fiennes. I
still don't know how to say that man's name.
Ralph Fiennes.
Saoirse.
We already had this conversation. We were talking about the Harry Potter reunion thing because everyone in that calls him Rafe, and it's like, but Rafe? I don't know, like, because they always say his full name, and his last name starts with an F. So I'm like, was it Rafe?
Oh, it's like.
So they say Rafe Fiennes. It's like I don't know how to say this man's name.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing
He
the
who
menu.
shall not be named.
It's funny because he played Voldemort.
See. And his name is difficult.
I completely forgot that. I do. Really?
I forgot he was supposed to be. He's unrecognizable when he looks like a human man with a nose.
That's fair. That is fair.
She said.
This is a Harvey Weinstein movie.
Oh,
but
right.
Not that kind of Harvey.
No.
Not the bunch of Harvey Weinstein movies. This is
not a bunch of the Hellraiser movies that he made.
This is a different kind of Harvey Weinstein movie.
I hope this is good.
This is a post-Harvey Weinstein Harvey Weinstein
I hope this is good and not cringe.
Yeah, I'm too.
Because the trailer is getting me not very good and a little cringe vibes.
It has Zoe Kazan and Carey Mulligan. And
I like Carey Mulligan.
I like them both so much, so I want to go in for this, but I do worry with any, like, based on a semi-recent event that is not super chill, that, like, it'll not feel very good or feel very, And
also, cynically, it's a movie, Oscars love movies about reporters, and Oscars love movies about Hollywood, and this is both. So
also, I'm not thrilled that Brad Pitt is a producer on this movie. Honestly.
Brad Pitt is a producer on a lot of things.
I know, but like,
I don't get.
Wasn't there a whole thing where Angelina Jolie was like almost assaulted by Harvey Weinstein, or was assaulted by Harvey Weinstein, and Brad Pitt was like, I might be making that up, but it's just like, I don't trust you.
No, that's fair.
Also, Brad Pitt seems like a fucking dick.
He
seems uninteresting.
Moonlight and 12 Years a Slave. He's done a lot of things.
Fair enough.
So
I think he just puts his money in a lot of pots.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If he was doing press tours for this movie, that'd be weird. He was like, I love this story that I am telling right here. Anyways, I hope
don't ask Angelina about it or my reactions to anything.
Anyways, I hope it's good and not lame.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see. Strange World. What is this?
It's a new Disney movie.
Oh,
I looked at the thing and it was like no plot details have been revealed about this movie, and I'm like, what?
I've seen stuff of it, and it feels very. This looks very like Flash Gordon, like
Yes.
old comic book, old sci-fi comic book, which is a fun visual, but because it's Disney animation, it'll either be like really solid or like okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's usually what they haven't made any stinger. They're just like, wow, that was fucking awesome. Or like, oh, it was all right.
All right, Carrie. Strange World chronicles the legendary Clades. Main researcher for Clade, who has always been a farmer and has never had the bravery of his family and explorers, but are forced to tackle their latest and most crucial mission as they must rely on each other and put away their differences while in the uncharted and treacherous land of Alvubaz.
You're not saying
words.
words.
This just sounds like one of those movies, and I'm sure it's fine.
Like,
Or one of
of
those.
Saoirse.
It just sounds like one of those comic pulpy, like Flash Gordon.
And
like
that's a
you
fun
said.
idea.
Yeah.
But I'm,
What's the last Disney Pictures thing proper they did? Because all I can think of it. Was it? Was that the last thing? Because Turning Red was Pixar.
Yeah.
Even though that feels like a Disney animation movie. It probably was Raya.
I think it was Raya.
Huh, I liked Raya. It was too short.
Raya's fine.
I like Raya a lot.
What was Encanto?
Oh, Encanto was...
You're right. I didn't like Encanto.
You're like the only person who doesn't like Encanto.
I watched it and I was like, this is fine.
It's the most fine movie that ever existed.
Okay.
And for some reason, that song transcended...
Yeah,
This movie, nobody cared about the movie until it hit Disney Plus, and then that song blew up.
Yeah.
But nobody gave a shit about that movie until that moment. And that movie's fine.
It's fine.
It's the most fine movie ever. Sorry to my Colombian friends who maybe really like this, but that's fine. Anyways, A Christmas Story Christmas. Apparently they're making a Christmas... So, okay, Ryan,
Yes?
you told me about this movie, and I'm confused. Is it like a world where the movie A Christmas Story exists, and then this is like A Christmas Story, the movie?
Or is this Ralphie as an adult?
This is Ralphie as an adult.
Oh.
Well,
Yeah.
Ralphie as an adult was narrating the first movie.
Yeah.
It's just him.
I think so.
It's just him. You see him talking to you.
It's just him recording stuff.
All I know is it's a sequel to A Christmas Story, which is a movie I do not care about.
And they made a shitty sequel to A Christmas Story.
Yes,
Yeah, I feel like
and,
there's a
and
bunch
it's an
of
HBO Max film. It's going straight to HBO Max, which I thought they
That's
weren't
interesting.
going to
do that anymore. Yeah.
But I guess they're like, ugh, this sucks, and it's already. I guess it'll be.
We need something for Christmas.
It'll be cheaper to finish this than Batgirl, so might as well at this point. But yeah, just a very strange thing, and also a terrible title.
Yeah.
A Christmas Story Christmas.
Yeah, it's not good.
I don't get it.
I'm sure my family's excited about this.
Yeah, probably.
We watch Christmas Story every year, family.
My dad says we're a Christmas Story family, and we've never watched it for Christmas.
I like
funny.
it. But
It's been a while since I've seen it. Maybe I'll watch it this Christmas. It's been a minute.
It's one of those ones that just is big in the Lyles family lore. We quote it at each other all the time.
Okay.
That Christmas Vacation, I bring Scrooge to the table all the time.
I saw Christmas Vacation for the first time last Christmas. It's pretty good.
Movie. It's pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. The Fablemans. What's this?
It's the new Steven Spielberg movie.
Oh.
It's like autobiographical. I think.
Yeah,
It's about a little boy who wants to make movies.
Yeah, and I think Paul Dano plays.
Paul Dano plays his dad.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet that was like, I love that Steven Spielberg has watched years and years of Paul Dano playing whiny weirdos, and he thought to himself, Dad?
Very good. Yes, I'm most excited just because I want it because I feel like this will be another like Oscar movie, and I just want Paul Dano to get more
Holy shit.
representation.
I can't believe he's going to get nominated for this and for his work as the Riddler.
I can't believe it either.
That's going to be crazy.
I can't believe the Batman was this year.
Oh, it's so good, right?
I need to rewatch it. It's been so long.
I always get fucked up when I think about how Death on the Nile was this year.
That is fucking crazy. I've had that moment multiple times, and every time no, it was not. Shut the fuck up.
We were seeing trailers for that before the pandemic.
I know.
That's wild, but you're right.
That's the one that always hits me like a bus.
was like-
Excuse, or like a big boat.
Anyways, Bones and All.
Ugh.
That's the. Speaking of Army Hammer.
Oh,
in multiple ways. It's the new Luca Guadagnino movie, the guy who made the new Suspiria and
Call Me by Your Name.
Call Me by Your Name, yes. But this is a cannibal movie about Timothy Chalamet and the girl who I know from something, but I don't remember.
This looks good.
But yeah, this looks awesome.
This looks great.
And I love the idea of Armie Hammer being like, you made a cannibal movie without me.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
But yeah, this is going to be awesome. I'm very excited.
Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery.
Baby.
It's about time.
Where you at,
I got our
Carrie?
advance
I don't know.
tickets.
I feel... I know I should
I'm
be...
at this level. I'm at this level.
Yeah, I know I should be excited, but I don't think I am.
Have you
That's
been
kinda where I'm
been
at.
watching the trailers at all?
Not a lot, no.
Okay.
I watched
That might be good.
I watched like the teaser, like initial trailer, but I haven't been keeping up with it as much.
I've heard it's gotten good press from like early stuff, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be.
I know it'll be fun. I'm just more like...
You love Knives Out so much.
Well, it's just
Yeah.
weird. Like, how do you make a sequel to that? Like, other than like a Hercule part, like he's gonna go on another adventure.
Yeah.
Like, but that doesn't mean like
Also on a boat.
exactly. But like, the thing is, like, that's a different setup, different actors, different like the thing I like about Knives Out is that it is these rich people trying to fuck over this Ana de Armas like nobody character, and we also have fucking Daniel Craig. Whoa, who's this? Like, it's like the very specific things I like about Knives Out. I don't know how you replicate.
Won't necessarily translate into a new setting, new people, new dynamics.
So there's a lot going into it. I'm sure it's gonna be good.
I like the idea of just this guy solving another mystery.
Yeah.
I just am not confident that it will gel as well as the first one.
I think, okay, I'm glad you're also going in that because I feel like I would only be setting myself up for disappointment. I'd rather be pleasantly surprised or even fucking stoked out of my mind.
Yeah.
But right now, and be like, it's a high bar.
I know I'm gonna have fun no matter
Yeah.
what because I love the character and I love the way Daniel Craig plays him. So that'll be fun. I'll have that at least. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to think.
So I know. I'm looking forward to it.
It'll be fun.
You guys both got your tickets already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Huh?
Because it's shown in theaters like around Thanksgiving, then it won't be on Netflix until like Christmas.
December.
Yeah.
So you're just gonna post the who does it at the end.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Somehow Michael Shannon. Crazy, right?
Who did it? Tony Collette.
It has been long enough since I've seen Knives Out though that I could watch it again.
I love Knives Out.
Cookies? You want your cookies?
I will not eat one iota of shit.
Anyways, that's what's coming in November. There's some stuff there. Honestly, we'll see. I don't know.
We shall see.
It also means the year's almost over. Speaking about Death on the Nile being a movie this year, that doesn't make sense. We're gonna put that on our list of end of the year. Be like, why is this here? That didn't come out that year. Also, I had Letitia Wright. I forgot until interesting. Anyways, I also didn't hate Death on the Nile. I thought it was fine.
It wasn't
fine.
as good as Murder on
I haven't
the
seen
Orient
Murder on
Express.
It's fine.
Anyways, Ryan, if
What?
people wanted to find out what other movies you think are fine, where would they go?
If you go to letterboxd.com and search Film Piece, that is me, the Ryan. And you can find all my thoughts on films and cinema. I watched all the Guillermo del Toro, Cabinet of Curiosity. Whoa, look at
Are those in there
cabinets.
individually?
They're in there individually, yeah. Each one is on as an individual film. Lots of fun thoughts. My most popular review is the one with there's one with Eric Andre and
Right. Is that the Faison?
Charlene Lee, who I never
Yes.
thought I'd see those two in a film together. And my review was just Nightmare Blunt Rotation, and that's got quite a
Is that the one with Thanos Cosmod, which was the one that...
I think yes, that's his.
That's his, yeah.
Yes,
Ooh,
100% a him thing. That movie is mostly people doing drugs in a circle, though.
Carrie, where can people find you?
If you go to Ryan's profile and click on any one of his reviews, you'll find me leaving hate comments.
You will. It's always a good
my
thing.
name is just my first name, Carrie, Karrie.
And you can find me, George at jcruzalvarez26, where I have been watching a lot of stuff lately, I guess. So, I don't know. You'll probably see my thoughts on Weird, hopefully. I got to remember to watch it because it's not on any streaming service that I would normally browse. So
You just I was like, how am I gonna watch this? And I just went to the Roku channel,
Yeah.
and it's like, we know you're here for this movie. Here you go. Here's the
Yeah.
play button. I didn't even have to sign in. I was like, oh fuck yeah.
I actually did download the Roku app on my TV just to find the old Quibi stuff and be like,
Oh.
ah! And then that's it. Great. Anyways, until next time, take care. Bye-bye.